Rosie, the best herbs that go with a steak is a salsa verde. When they're all chopped up, mixed with some olives and some capers and some cornichons, and they go over this delicious, gorgeous steak that I have right here. This is a Scotch fillet or ribeye off the bone. I would have to say it's one of my favourite cuts. You've got a little bit of meat here and a line of fat that runs through the middle, which just makes it moist, delicious, flavoursome, tasty. Nothing beats great Australian beef. It's the best beef in the entire world. And you've got to put plenty of salt on your meat because salt loves meat and meat loves salt. And a good twist of black pepper on there as well, Rosie, makes it even more delicious. You're liking this one already, aren't you?
Yeah, loving it.
And getting a lot of information about
A lot of information. So tell me, how do I cook it?
Well, one of the things is really important is you pop it on the bench here and let it come up to room temperature. A couple of minutes, depending on where you live. And I like to rub some olive oil on the outside of it. Now, I'm cooking it on a griddle pan and I've got that up to a medium-high heat. I want plenty of heat in it. And Rosie, the reason I only put a little bit of olive oil on here is because I know the griddle pan will smoke quite a lot. On it goes. Now, I'm going to grab your knife over here and we're going to get started. Rosie, I've got some cornichons there, some capers and some olives. Take out about a tablespoon of each, pop them onto the bench there, drain the liquid off and chop it up really fine. I've got some chives here and I'll chop these really fine. And a little trick is to cut them off halfway and then shorten the distance and you get more to chop.
You're full of tips today.
Exactly. And this salsa verde you could use for vegetarian dishes as well. If you're grilling some eggplant, you could use the same ingredients to grill eggplants.
Oh, I love a salsa verde. If you can really nail a good salsa verde. You'll use it all the time and it's really impressive.
It makes whatever you're cooking just come alive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's the thing about fresh herbs. And if you haven't got a herb garden, all the supermarkets now supply plenty of fresh herbs. So it's a good idea. Grab a few. Wrap them up in a damp cloth and maybe a cling film or a plastic bag or a plastic container and keep them in your fridge that way.
Absolutely. And don't go stealing from the community gardens. Please don't do that.
I know where all the rosemary, all the herbs are around my area. So I go on late at night and I snip them up and put them in my bag and knock them off.
So that's why your photo is on every lamppost around Melbourne. I did wonder.
I'm a wanted man when it comes to that. Now, coriander as well, I'll give that a little bit of a chop and some parsley. We've got a bit of chopping to do, Rosie, so we'll get cracking on this. And while you're chopping all that stuff, I'll turn this steak over again. What's happening, Rosie, is the juices from the steak are trying to escape through the top. So every time I turn it over, I seal in those juices so they have to turn around and try and come up again. So we lock in the flavour, lock in the juices, and that is really important. Chop, chop, chop. We've got a lot of chopping to do. Rosie, my steak has been off the grill for a couple of minutes now. I like to rest it, so when I cut in it, all the juices stay where they belong. I'll put some pepper on there, a good twist of pepper on there.
Some oil?
Put some olive oil on there, and I'll put just a pinch of salt. Remember, these ingredients are quite salty enough, so we don't need too much salt on it. And then, Rosie, mix it around. Nothing beats a great salsa verde. Plenty of herbs in here and plenty of lovely flavour. We just spoon it on top like this. What a way to eat your steak. It looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Simple.
Now, I'll just have a little taste of that and have a little taste of the salsa verde. The meat's cooked perfectly, I know that already, and then...
I can see you've cooked that perfectly. Because that is a really popular choice of meat, isn't it? That's the one.
I can't hear a word you said, Rosie, but I'm sure it was really important.
I'm just glad you're in a happy place.